Welcome to part 4 of Systems Thinking Analysis related to Orangewood Christian School. In previous segments of this presentation, we've looked at personal systems, things such as systems thinking, personal mastery, mental models, shared vision, and team learning. We've looked at organizational systems theories, such as resource dependence theory, population ecology theory, institutional theory, and agency theory. And now we're in the midst of a discussion of management functions. We've already discussed planning. Now let's look at organizing. We've also discussed leading. So for organizing involves the allocation of resources towards meeting goals. So how can OCS address organizing? Leadership. Let's ensure that all departments are equally represented in the decision-making process. Content area departments should be involved in curricular and pedagogical decisions. Teachers across all grade levels should collaborate to ensure vertical and horizontal alignment of curriculum. Faculty. Design curriculum that aligns best practices with available resources. Allow teachers to work in teams to design curriculum using Google Classroom. And provide time for teachers to research available free resources. Students. Teach students time management strategies. For many students, the scarce resource is time. Teaching students how to manage their time will allow them to develop better priorities. Parents. Collaborate with teachers and students to provide necessary resources. Ensure that students have all required supplies, and access teacher wish lists and contribute towards providing additional resources. Let's look at our last function of controlling. Controlling is a methodical process by which managers monitor employees and their activities to ensure alignment with organizational objectives. How can OCS address controlling? Leadership. Survey faculty members annually regarding leadership effectiveness. Currently, the performance review process for OCS leadership is shrouded in mystery. A faculty survey regarding leadership effectiveness would be helpful in providing a complete picture of a leader's effectiveness. Faculty. Incorporate scheduled classroom visits into the teacher evaluation framework. The present teacher evaluation framework is based upon several unannounced pop-in visits by selected administrators. However, the pop-ins generally occur at the same times on the same days. Therefore, administrators only see repeated pictures of the same 3-minute period instead of an entire class period. Students. Require students to complete surveys regarding their classroom efforts. It would be helpful to conduct student self-evaluations quarterly. The results of the self-evaluations could be cross-referenced with the quarter grades to provide additional data points regarding student achievement. Parents. Establish a means for parents to provide annual feedback regarding school effectiveness. Parents, as stakeholders, lack a means of providing annual feedback regarding school effectiveness. An online survey distributed annually would provide a coded way of collecting feedback from parents. Summarizing management functions. How are the 4 management functions implemented at OCS? Each of the 4 management functions is implemented at OCS in varying ways. Some functions are emphasized over others. For example, controlling is a very strong function at Orangewood, but planning and organizing are not. How can OCS increase the effectiveness of its 4 management functions? OCS can begin to increase the effectiveness of the 4 management functions by addressing the functions both individually and collectively. Creating function-specific action plans will be key. For example, faculty should be able to contribute to planning and organizing so that when they are being controlled by supervision, they have a better ability to understand what exactly the supervision is looking for. So we've reviewed personal systems, organizational systems theory, and management functions. Now let's look at the 3 systems together. Personal systems. OCS's implementation of personal systems is not consistent throughout the organization as evidenced by its deficits in systems thinking. OCS leadership needs to embrace a systems thinking perspective as they continue to make decisions impacting the school's development. Overall morale will be raised when OCS leadership allows faculty stakeholders to have input in the decisions that affect them. Organizational systems theories. OCS has a strong foundation in using organizational systems theories to justify decisions made by leadership. However, the organization would benefit from taking a systematic view of how these theories intersect. While each theory is being applied independent of the others, the overall effectiveness of their implementation would increase if OCS leadership approached them collectively. In addition, OCS leadership would benefit from considering the human impact on decisions, as well as more quantitative data points. Management functions. OCS currently addresses each management function through organizational policies. Their overall effectiveness would be improved substantially by viewing the four as a unit instead of separate entities. The four management functions are presented jointly because they work best jointly. OCS leadership needs to be aware of the relationships between the four functions and make decisions accordingly. Some recommendations for improvement. In the personal systems, require OCS leadership to participate in a book study of the fifth discipline by Peter Senge. Organize a leadership retreat and require OCS leadership to read the fifth discipline. During the retreat, have each OCS leader develop personal, individual plans to improve their practice of personal systems. As a team, design an action plan for integrating systems thinking and personal systems at Orangewood Christian School. Organizational systems theories. Develop a decision-making framework that addresses organizational systems theories as a unit. Top-level leadership needs to develop a decision-making framework which addresses organizational systems theory as a unit. This framework will serve as a helpful reference when decisions need to be made quickly. The decision-making framework will also help OCS leaders identify what organizational decisions most align with the stated goals of the organization. Management functions. Create an organization-wide matrix for management function integration. Much like the decision-making framework, an organization-wide matrix for management function integration will allow OCS leadership to create clearly defined roles within the organization. Each member of OCS leadership will know his or her responsibilities and what role they play in the overall organization. By delineating roles within OCS leadership, our organizational manpower will be streamlined, which will minimize duplicated work. These recommendations will help Orangewood to continue to evolve and continue to be a profitable entity within the lucrative Central Florida private education market. For further reading on the topics discussed in this presentation, and perhaps additional resources for OCS leadership to consider when designing a systems thinking plan for the school, please review the references listed on this slide of the PowerPoint. They each have valuable insights as to how systems theory can work when related to an organization. Thank you for listening, and I hope this has been a profitable time for you.